Now at 6, we've dealt with some severe weather and severe winds for us today. I'm going to have the details on when they're going to calm down.
Also, NEO experiences flooding damage across parts of its campus. Well, they're about a plan to address the issue also.
We take a look inside renovated Taylor Performing Arts Center here at Missouri Southern State University campus. I'm Yanna Hautala with more.
And the Diamond, Missouri School District asks voters to approve a bond. We'll break it down.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Much of the Midwest is dealing with the aftermath of severe weather and the threat of more. The danger has passed our immediate area, but we're still dealing with high winds. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty.
Yeah, we still have a high wind warning out for another hour. It doesn't mean the wind just dies down after 7 p.m. It means they slowly start to taper off as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. But it's going to be windy, very windy tonight. Look at the severe storms explode on us and then push east. And what is going on east of us is just tremendous severe weather. Look at all the tornado warnings moving into Illinois, right around the St. Louis area. One just north of Memphis, the same one that hit Little Rock, which we do have some video of, and that was at about 2:30 this afternoon. Very large tornado. This was a tornado emergency because it was moving through the north side of the metro, but from the footage, did quite a bit of damage. It looks like EF 2, 3-ish, but still a lot of damage, numerous tornadoes out there tonight. And we have another severe weather chance. We're going to talk about that here in a bit.
See you soon. We are learning a bit about that tornado damage in the Little Rock area. The Metropolitan Emergency Medical Services estimates at least 600 injuries so far. The CBS affiliate there, KTHV, says Little Rock police are transporting people to hospitals because there aren't enough ambulances to respond. The Arkansas governor, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, has declared a state of emergency and has now activated the National Guard. The Little Rock mayor has asked people to avoid a wide swath of the city, which was hit by the tornado and damaging winds. Nearly 84,000 houses in the central Arkansas area have lost power. Damage is reported from Little Rock to as far as Jacksonville. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly issued a disaster emergency today due to the potential for wildfires and severe storms. The declaration allows the state to pre-position assets for a quicker response to any fires that might begin. Much of the state is in a red flag warning and high wind advisory, and we have scattered power outages across our viewing area, apparently due to the high winds. Missouri Governor Mike Parson today activated the Missouri State Emergency Operations Plan and Missouri National Guard. It's in response to severe weather as well. Parts of Missouri are currently experiencing severe weather, and more is forecast through the evening. The governor's declaration will expire on April 30th. The high winds today knocked down a tree in the 300 block of North Peel in Joplin's North Heights neighborhood. A resident tells KOAM she heard a large crash when she was in the kitchen. No one was injured, and the only damage was to a corner of the roof. Some students at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College in Miami, Oklahoma have seen water leaking into their dorm rooms. Vice President of Student Affairs says the building is old and they're in the process of finding out ways to what's causing the leak and making sure residents are moved from the rooms.
I believe they were built in the 1960s, and upkeep is difficult on old buildings. You've got a lot of different things that can go wrong, from pipes that are, not the best new material, to just materials on the roof that have worn out and different things like that. So, we're looking at everything and trying to make the best that we can.
NEO wants any students who see problems in their dorm rooms to report them immediately to their resident director or the VP of Student Affairs. Investigators have identified the man found dead after a garage fire in Newton County, Missouri. The Newton County Sheriff says 51-year-old Biff Moore of Seneca died from smoke inhalation. That fire occurred Sunday in a garage outside of Racine, Missouri on Highway 86, but the body wasn't discovered until 2 days later when the fire marshal investigated the scene. Sheriff Chris Jennings says there is no reason to suspect foul play, but the state fire marshal's office is still investigating the cause of that fire. Authorities have filed formal charges against the suspect in Sunday's robbery of a Walmart in Coffeyville, Kansas. They've charged 63-year-old Lieburn Timmerman of Tyro, Kansas with aggravated robbery and being armed with a dangerous weapon. Police say he pulled out a gun, robbed the store clerk, left with an undisclosed amount of cash. Authorities say he was arrested without incident. Missouri's state attorney general is investigating gender-affirming care provided by Planned Parenthood. That's according to a lawsuit filed by the St. Louis health provider. They say Attorney General Andrew Bailey's office demanded records from Planned Parenthood on March 14th as part of an investigation. It was for treatments provided to transgender youths at an unrelated St. Louis clinic run by Washington University. Planned Parenthood argues that its clinic has nothing to do with WashU's transgender center. They're trying to block access to its records and asked a judge to tell Bailey he has no authority to investigate that clinic. The Taylor Performing Arts Center at Missouri Southern State University is ready for its grand reopening to the public. KOAM's Yana Hautala took a look inside and discussed the renovations with faculty and students.
Students and faculty here at Missouri Southern State University are excited about the great reopening of this Taylor Performing Arts Center.
This was one of the original facilities on campus. It was constructed in 1972, and it has been for the past 50 years the largest performance venue in Southwest Missouri.
Renovations for the Taylor Performing Arts Center were needed due to safety issues with the walls. Now, visitors will see wider seats, new carpet, and wall coverings.
Renovating it, bringing it up to modern standards and comfort was very important for us, not only for the university and its academic programs, but for the local community.
Students are excited to perform on the stage.
I came here in 2018, and that's when the theater unfortunately got shut down because it was a little unsafe. So it's really exciting after 5 years to actually be able to be in here and work in here, so it's really cool.
Senior Taylor has performed in the Black Box Theater for a while. She's excited to finally use the renovated space on her last semester.
The space, the amount of lights and everything we can do with this space is just so much greater. We have so many more opportunities now for the future students that come here, and that's just very exciting to me.
The university received about $600,000 in private donations to fund the renovations. The remaining $2.5 million came from the state of Missouri. In Joplin, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
The reopening event's going to include performances by the music department starting at 7:30 tomorrow evening. Everyone is welcome to attend. This coming Tuesday, voters in the Diamond School District will decide a no tax levy bond issue. If passed, the bond will pay for building a new early childhood center at the elementary school. Superintendent Keith White says the new early childhood center would allow the district to deal with a growing number of children in the district.
To maximize our classes and have some beautiful new learning environments for our youngest kids and also the fastest growing population in our school district. We've doubled and almost tripled in those areas with young families and young kids moving into our district.
They say if passed, the district's debt service property tax is estimated to remain unchanged. Coming up, we take a look at how writing could be a way to help with chronic pain. Plus, a Division I football coach visits Pitt State. Can writing be an alternative to surgery when treating chronic pain? One orthopedic spine surgeon believes it can be. We have details on his findings and some other natural ways to relieve chronic pain. 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. suffers with chronic pain. Medications, medical devices, and surgery have been used by doctors to treat chronic pain, but at least one doctor thinks there's a better way.
So the misnomer is that there's always something structural wrong, and the real answer is there's rarely something structural wrong.
Dr. Hanscom is an orthopedic spine surgeon and believes that doctors should treat chronic pain by treating the root cause, like lack of sleep.
40% of Americans don't sleep. We know that actual lack of sleep actually causes chronic back pain. Causes it. It's not the result of chronic pain, it causes chronic pain.
He also believes in a technique called expressive writing, where you write down your thoughts and then tear them up. This method's a form of meditation in that it helps people separate from their negative thoughts, which add stress to the body, causing pain.
And I would say within 4 to 6 weeks after people start the expressive writing, start getting better sleep, symptoms really drop down dramatically.
Some experts say what you eat also helps. Studies reveal turmeric, cloves, capsaicin, ginger, and fish oil can all improve chronic pain. In fact, one study from University of Pittsburgh Medical Center found more than half the patients with neck or back pain who participated were able to stop taking prescription painkillers after being on fish oil supplements for 75 days. Essential oils could also help with chronic pain. A study from South Korea found eucalyptus oil reduced pain, swelling, and inflammation for patients after knee replacement surgery. A little bit later, Pitt State hosts several coaches, including a Division I football coach. We'll explain why.
Plus, how long are these intense wind gusts going to stick around? And what about the weekend? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, crazy weather day for us today. The intense winds across the region. Plus, we had severe thunderstorms that blew up right on top of us, and then those rolled east and causing all kinds of issues. East, south, northeast of us. But it looks pretty good right now. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. All right, high wind warning still till 7 o'clock. The winds are going to be very strong tonight, but they're going to slowly start to taper off. All across the metro, I've seen a lot of pictures of damage of shingles blown off on your roofs, trees down, power outages down, and that's what winds are going to do when you have them sustained gusts of 50 upwards to 55 miles per hour. I assume my mic died. Let me get that real quick. But what we are going to see as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight is those winds slowly dying down and then slowly dying down as we go into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. But at least our severe threat is definitely done. All right, look at these storms. They blew up right on top of us as we work through the early afternoon hours, raced off toward the east, been causing a ton of issues across eastern parts of Missouri. We still have a couple little showers in northwestern counties, but check this out. Look at all the tornado warnings now moving into Illinois, all the way down through Missouri, all the way down into Tennessee, into parts of Arkansas. So just tremendous outbreak which is going on as this storm system wraps up. You can see the twist here. That is what is causing the intense winds across the region. The winds are going to stay strong tonight. We're still getting sustained winds, 25 to 30, and we've been getting gusts much higher than that. We've had gusts over 50 at times throughout the afternoon. Now, the highest one I saw is 57. The winds still gusting near 40 by morning and then slowly taper off as we go through the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Also, a cold front's going to roll in later on tonight. You can see the colder air to our north, so it is going to be cooler by the time we head into Saturday. But right now, we're still sitting into lower 70s across the region. We'll drop back through the 60s into the 50s as we go through the next several hours. All right, let's go through time. Look at the wind shift out of the northwest, drop near 40 for us later on tonight. By noon, we're going to be right around 50, and we'll top out into the upper 50s. It's going to be a great day. It's just going to be a little bit on the chilly side. All right, tomorrow night, we cool down right around 40 degrees. As we go into Sunday, we have a weak little system. It passes just to our south, but we may get a few showers in our southern counties, but most of the weekend overall is shaping up pretty good. 58 tomorrow, 70 Sunday, some showers late, mainly in our southern counties. We also want to focus on this. We have a low to moderate threat already for severe weather on Tuesday. They look like they're going to get going right on top of us. So we need to watch this, because if the system slows down, the threat moves farther west. If it speeds up, it moves a little farther east, similar to what we are seeing today. 58 tomorrow, 70 on Sunday, 79 on Monday, 80 on Tuesday. That chance for thunderstorms late, and then clearing out, cooling down the second half next week.
And let's hope we don't get those severe storms on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Fort Scott Tigers play their baseball home opener today against Field Kinley. And a familiar face returns to Pitt State today for the football team's annual coaches clinic. Jacob Leonard has that and more straight ahead.
The Missouri Southern baseball team is on a roll right now. Southern has won 6 straight games coming into the day. They're ranked 4th in the nation, and they're tied for first place in the MIAA with a 14-3 league record. Now, this afternoon, the Lions open a 3-game series on the road against Fort Hays State. They won this one today big, 13-3. Tragan Parker goes 3 for 5 with 3 home runs. Henry Kuziak 5 for 6 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. Now, the Pittsburgh State Gorillas also in action tonight, kicking off a series on the road against Central Oklahoma. The Gorillas trying to avoid their first 3-game losing streak of the season. That one is just getting started. Gorillas already up 4-0 in the bottom of the first. We'll have the latest from this game right here tonight at 10. Well, Pittsburgh State football hosts its annual Coaches Clinic today. The clinic features coaches from across the 4-state area, presenting on different topics throughout the day. The keynote speaker today, a familiar face, Tulane head coach and former Gorilla Willie Fritz, spoke to the group of area coaches today. Fritz was a defensive back at PSU from 1978 to 1981 and just led Tulane to a 12-2 record and a Cotton Bowl win over USC. And despite multiple stops and a few years since his time in Pittsburgh, Fritz says he still keeps up with what's happening with the Gorillas.
I've always followed, Pittsburgh State, and you want your alma mater to do well, and Brian's done just a sensational job here. He really has. I don't get a chance to get back very often, and try to come back as often as I can. I love Pitt State and love Pittsburgh, Kansas. I know a lot of people in town, from when I went to school here many, many years ago.
It means a great deal to us. We're so proud of him and all that he's accomplished, not only this last year, but what he did while he was here, and along the way in his coaching career. And we're so proud of just this program and all of our alumni, but to get him back was pretty special.
Local high school baseball today, the Fort Scott Tigers play their home opener against Field Kinley. That one just went final. Tigers win in a shutout, 11-0. Cody Wilson throws a 5-inning no-hitter for Fort Scott with 5 strikeouts. We'll have highlights from this game right here tonight at 10. The Division I men's basketball Final Four is tomorrow in Houston. It's Miami and UConn on one side, San Diego State and Florida Atlantic on the other. Now for San Diego State and Florida Atlantic, it's their first ever appearance in the Final Four. And after tomorrow, one of them will have a shot at their first national title.
I said today, this is going to feel like an all-star practice, like your all-star weekend, but this is not all-star weekend. We're playing a meaningful game, and that's the difference. It has that festive feel, but at the same time, we're getting ready to compete on the biggest stage for the biggest title there is in college athletics.
They've had 4 NCAA tournament games. They've had 4 leading scorers, so they're much like looking in the mirror and seeing yourselves, where we never know who our leading scorer is going to be.
It's always cool to see new teams, get an opportunity to win a national championship. Both of those games, by the way, right here on KOAM tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting for somebody for sure. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on area wind damage. Plus, Fort Scott hosts a home sport, farm, and garden show. And why more people are switching to plastic eggs for their Easter activities. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. And some of our neighbors, particularly to the south, dealing with tornado damage in central Arkansas. Around here, it's just intense winds right now.
Yeah, and the intense winds are going to be sticking around as we go through the overnight hours tonight. And, of course, thinking about everybody northeast, east, and southeast of us. What a huge outbreak of severe weather, and we may have another one on Tuesday. Saturday looks pretty good. Still windy tomorrow, but not like today. We'll say breezy tomorrow. Today's windy. And then a few showers Sunday, and then thunderstorm threat Tuesday.
Final sport.
We told you Tragan Parker hit 3 home runs today. In his last 2 games, he's 5 for 8. All 5 hits have been homers with 8 RBIs.
Oh, wow. That's an impressive streak. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.